Welcome back to this episode of Bitch is a Bad Word. If you're new here, hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm one mom with 4 kids and 0 fancy letters behind my name. I bring on all of the experts to help us unpack our experiences of domestic abuse and toxic relationships as we travel down this road to healing together. Today, I have an absolute baddie joining us on the show. Chelsea Husum is here. She's a female founder in the construction industry. Like, let's go. She's also an author of the book Real Good Vibes Only and a podcaster on the show Lip Service and Lashes. She is no filter, absolute no fuss, just one of the most refreshing people I have ever had the honor to interact with and know. She's doing all sorts of awesome things. She's going on shows. She's promoting things. She's really there for women. And she's sharing an extremely vulnerable part of her story with us today. So let's just fucking go. Chelsea Husum, welcome to Bitch is a Bad Word.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. I'm so excited to be here.
I am so stoked to talk to you today. So you were amazing. I needed a few extra minutes this morning because life.
Yeah.
And then it worked out for you as well because you were auditioning for a TV show.
Yes. I'm like, what? Who? This is weird. It's not like a massive one, but it's one. It's one.
Well, you were telling me, I was like, we were swapping stories of like, you mentioned the shark.
Yes. Yes. Damon. Yeah.
Damon. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yes.
How cool. So what's the show?
It's called, is that my dog barking or do you have a dog?
I have a dog, but not in studio.
My God, I swear this dog, I have a chocolate lab. He lays on the couch all day long and he never barks. And then now he's barking. Fun times.
Now he's like, hold up. She must be doing something important.
Damn it. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, really? You do nothing all day. So the TV show is called Next Level CEO. And I would fly to Miami and shoot it and just kind of would follow like I own a construction company and I'm a speaker, author, podcaster. So just, they're kind of like wherever you would want to take it, but it's just an episode about me and my entrepreneurial journey and what I feel that I have to, like, what I want to share with the world, which is cool. It's like, gosh, I have so much. I feel like I could go on for 5 years.
Yes. No, that is so badass. We were swapping stories. So I have back in my old life, this is like where I do story time with Lindsay. And this will lead us, believe me, I'm not going down a rabbit hole, but it will lead us into what we're about to talk about today. So I was young. This was like pre-kid, so 25 something years ago. And I was selling irons, steam irons.
I just love that. That's really cool.
And what's so funny is that they were from Italy and, you know, they were made for like really nice clothes. And the company was called, I still remember this, what the fuck? Nice Steer, like STIR, which
interesting.
In Italian just means like steer is iron. So they just were like, it's a nice iron.
Let's name it that. It's so creative.
Jeez. So here I am and we're in, oh my God, where is the boardwalk? We're in New Jersey, like on that boardwalk. And the convention was like in hotel rooms, which is like, in hindsight, creepy AF. Like, how did I survive my life? Sometimes I'm like, how I live to tell these stories. And they would like come into your room, not like a communal room.
You're actually sleeping there like, at night. You got your suitcase over there.
Like my place.
Oh my God.
And then I'm doing these like iron presentations and I'm ironing these clothes.
Oh, geez.
And that shark, Damon, comes in.
Yeah.
And he is there representing his clothing line, which I didn't know who they were at the time. But he's like, if you can sit here and sell these fucking irons, I think you could sell clothes. Come work for us.
Like, I actually really could, but
I'm like, yeah, and I fucking should have. I mean, come on. But I was in a relationship and I was with a toxic, not a supportive. We got to keep her small, keep her down.
Yeah. Oh God.
And so I was like, the whole conversation we had no kids or anything together. So it wasn't like this would just uproot our whole life.
Yeah.
I remember coming back stoked. Like I've just been, offered this job.
Yeah.
I get to move to New York, like, or whatever. We'll work it out. A healthy person would be like, fuck yes,
Go,
let's figure
girl.
this out.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go. And we're either going
Yeah.
together or I'm mature enough to like let you go and do
Yes.
this. And I remember the conversation even to this day. I came in like floating.
Yes.
And
So
then
excited. And he brought you down.
oh, he like fucking just set it on fire.
Yeah.
And like,
you're like,
then
you're
he-
right. Yeah, that's a horrible idea.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't.
Damn
I mean,
it.
maybe it's dangerous. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe. And so I didn't go. So, you know, when you see your boy, tell him the story.
I'll be like,
do you
"Hey."
remember this chick with the iron?
I will. Remember when it was a trade show in hotel rooms? He'll be like, yes, I vividly remember that. That was weird as shit. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I used to work in trade shows and they were in convention centers. There was never one that I've ever put on that was in a hotel room. That's so funny.
And the hotels overlooked that boardwalk in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Doesn't it have a name? I don't know. I have an eyelash in my eye.
Yeah, it does. I don't know.
Anyway, I was like, so it was so weird.
That's
and it
so
was
funny.
like the weirdest thing ever. But then I was like, nah. And years later, I'm like, oh, that's the fucking
He's
guy.
on Shark Tank. Yeah, yeah.
He's on Shark Tank. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So anyway.
It's another story of how stupid ex-boyfriends that were freaking horrible have like tried to ruin our lives.
Yes.
Yes. I think my podcast episode next week is about my ex who lived a double life and all the crazy, crazy shit that you just can't make up that he did to me. It's juicy.
Oh.
It's real juicy.
I know. I'm like, wait, can we talk about it? But I'm going to listen to it and then I'm going to have you part two because
Sure.
let's talk about
Let's
this.
talk about the exes.
Yes. Well,
We'll
you
do
know, I
that
have a
part too.
segment called Texties from the Exties, and I read all of our listeners' unhinged text messages from their abusive partners or exes.
Oh, I love it.
And it's some shit. And but I'm here some stories, girl.
Oh yeah.
Like
I
can't.
This is a whole new level.
Little teaser.
Yes.
Hey, baddie. We are building the biggest, baddest bestie gang, and it's popping off on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/bitch is a bad word. We have free tiers, paid tiers. We even shed some real tiers. The paid for tiers get you ad-free listening, BTS, merch drops, merch discounts, all the things. But the free tier is absolute money too. We also have a private Discord server where you can feel safe to share your story and meet a new bestie because we vet every single member. That's right. You need to show your ID to get up in this club. Visit patreon.com/bitch is a bad word. I can't wait to hang out with you there. So the topic of this episode is about toxic fucking partners, right? So and how they can bring you down.
Yeah.
And so what I love about your story is clearly you have experience in toxic relationships, but then clearly you've risen above and you're this baddie CEO in a construction industry. Like, hello, how fucking rad are you? Walking?
Weird.
Well, do you get a lot of cat calls and they're like, woohoo? And you're like, no, I'm the boss.
Luckily, no, but yeah, I'd be like, really, what the hell? I get looks. They're like, who's this blonde lady with her hard hat on marching around the site? Like she freaking owns the place. Cause I'm like, I like go into them with a very like, an air about me. Like, don't fuck with me pretty much.
Okay, well, I mean, because you're like a baddie and you're in this male dominated world, but like it didn't start this way. So let's talk about toxic relationships.
Oh, sure. Well, as a young girl, I was like, let's say high school. I just was attracted to the bad boys, like so bad. And a funny story, my mom had gotten me my own phone line or whatever. And so she would get the phone bill and she's like, why are there collect calls from the county jail on here? Because I had boys call me from the county jail.
Oh, from the clink.
Yeah. I'm like, Mom, I don't know. And I'm like, well, that was that one and that one. And that. Like, oh my God, so ridiculous. Like I was pathetic and ridiculous.
No, I love it. You're like, she's all, why do you have collect calls from the Pokey? And will you stop ordering videos from MTV?
Yeah, right. Oh God.
Your pay-per-view is a little high.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. So you're meeting these boys. I feel you on the bad boy thing. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
If you're listening and you're young,
horrible guys.
the bad boys are never going to turn good boys.
No. And they will put you through some shit. Like I literally think like pretty much every guy I ever dated, and they were all shitbags pretty much. Some were nice, but then I like broke up with the nice ones because they were so boring. I was like, yeah, no.
Thank you for saying that. I'm like, we are talking about this right now. When you move into good relationships, be careful of it feeling boring as fuck. Because that's the healthy one.
Safe and it's actually healthy. Yeah, right. Yes. I should have stayed with the boring guys, but whatever. You know, this was my path. But, you know, like almost every single guy I ever dated cheated on me, which is just fucked up because like I wasn't a prude either. Like I put out. So it's just like, and they cheated on me with these nasty, nasty, fucked up girls. And you're just like, wait, what? Like, I don't get it. And just horrible, you know, like I'd be left at the bar and in college and the guy would like go home and then he'd show up the next day, like nothing happened. I'm like, wait, what? Like I heard you went home with another girl. It's like, what? No. But the worst guy was that I ever dated. I wrote two chapters actually on him in my book because it was like so juicy. And, then I recorded, I think my podcast is coming out soon on it, but he lived literally a double life. Like he was just a narcissist, freaking just a liar. And that's like when I learned like what gaslighting was. Cause he always he was such a gifted liar that he always made me feel like I was just crazy. So I remember losing all this weight. I was just physically ill because my soul knew how messed up it was, but like I kept believing his lies and I'd find more shit. And I mean, like I'll just say a few things. We were at an Alan Jackson concert because I'm a country music gal. We're at an Alan Jackson
down yonder on the Chattahoochee, girl. You got your hoochie coochie going. I'm sure.
I do. I just bought a shirt that says hotter than the hoochie coochie. I was like, yes, I need the shirt. So we were at an Alan Jackson concert. He said he's going to get me a beer. He said, he came back. It took a little while. He said the line was long. So he apparently had sex with his ex-girlfriend. And like the line was long for beer, like a freaking liar. Another time we went to Las Vegas and we had lived together at this time now, came home and my apartment was cleaned. And he said that he wanted to surprise me. He hired a cleaner while I was gone to clean our house. No, he brought in his ex-girlfriend to clean my freaking house. Like he said he would be working late and he was like having dinner with her and her kid from some other dude. Like, so messed up. Oh
my God. And then they had like sex in your house.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah. I mean, just constant lying and yeah, it was insane.
The way by which these people can do this is like, it's a skill.
Oh, they're so good at it.
I don't ever want to possess this ability, but like the way that you just said this, like the gaslighting that makes you sick. And I didn't know what gaslighting and it's honestly like, I kind of would like a new term for it because it's like, in order to understand it, you have to go all the way back to that movie and then whatever. But like, it is the way in which somebody will look at you and they're like, the sky is red. Yeah. And you're like, it looks blue to me. And they're like, really? Wow. Well,
yeah. Red. And they put it on you and twist your mind.
It must be you didn't get enough sleep last night. Oh, you're just as crazy as your mom.
So insane.
Yeah. And the lies. And like, I was asking someone this question the other day, because I've seen it obviously firsthand. And then I hear it and they're like, they would just like straight up in my face, like lie about dumb shit. And then you're like, but like, why, what's the purpose of the lie? Like, I don't even understand, excuse me. I don't understand what the lie, like why you're lying about this small little thing. Yeah. And then, which leads to like, when you finally unpack the whole relation, realize that the whole thing was a fucking lie. But it's like the way in which they can just be like, what, anything out of their mouth is a lie. Yeah, I don't care. And then if you catch them on it, they're like, what?
They act like it's nothing. And then they come up with another lie to make you think like, oh, well, this is normal that I found an email of you and your ex-girlfriend saying you love each other. Like, this is normal. Why we're just close, you know, like, no.
Oh my God. No. Do you want to hear my unhinged story?
Yes. Please.
Tinder on the phone, but not actually on the phone. I was using the phone to like find something like, and I can't remember what it was. I wish, but it started with a T. And
and it popped it up.
T, and then the Tinder with the little like cloud thing, like, hi,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
here, was on it. I'm like, what the fuck? And so, of course, I like click it, and then I do forgot password. And then it pulls up the email address, which happens to be like our 3 kids' names.
Oh.
And then the story goes
That's
on
sweet.
when I like confront, and they're like, I downloaded this for my brother to teach him how to use Tinder.
Yeah, of course you did. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and his email address is his nieces and nephews at gmail.com. That's cute. Fuck off. Like,
God, yeah. Oh, you were actively trying to create it, just a fake profile to really actively show him how to use this. Oh, come on. He's not stupid.
No,
he could probably he could figure it out.
He probably has his own damn Tinder because he was a
Yes.
single man with he's allowed to have it, but you're not because you're not single.
Oh, wow.
Like, and then the whole stories, and then you're sitting there like, oh my God, like how many people have you met on this thing?
Yeah,
like,
and how are you justifying this to me? Like, you seem like this is no big deal, and you're like, yeah, it's a
and
massive
they're like,
deal.
why were you in my phone? And then it was like became like me on the phone.
About
like
you.
that was like the thing. Like, why are you on my phone? Well, I was on your phone because like whatever. But like, can we go back to why the fuck do you have Tinder?
Yeah, don't put this on me while I was on your phone. Like, let's the original question right here, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
No,
my
they're
God.
so good. It is like, but it's so. I actually don't want to say that. It's not. They're not good. They're nasty.
They're gifted at lying. They are very gifted at it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got these toxic relationships, and we all know that like when you're in a toxic relationship with somebody, you are not thriving.
No.
You are being held down. They, you know, they value you, they devalue you. We all know that like we're all learning. Maybe you don't know if you're just listening for the first time and you're curious what the fuck relationship this is. It's a power and control dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, in all relationships that are healthy, both people can share equal power.
Yes.
Huh, imagine
and
that.
rise together. Yeah.
Yes.
Who would've
But in a
thought?
toxic relationship, only one can rise, so then the other has to go down.
Yeah.
And not go down in the good way. Like, but
Yeah.
it's, your man's screwed. So how does this play out? So you're in this relationship, you're in these toxic relationships. So I'm seeing a pattern, and it's not even your fault. Like, it's just where you were going.
Yeah. I mean, really the final, so first of all, I am very indecisive and I love to eat. So that does not go well together. I'm like, where should I eat dinner? So I used to be a dancer in Denver for a major league lacrosse team. We practice. So I'd work all day. I'd go to practice at the Broncos stadium at night. And then I drove home like 20 minutes, but I was like, oh, I'm hungry. I don't know what I want to eat. And because I'm a psycho, I have to drive around and like physically look at places to be like, oh, that sounds good. And, so I literally drove 20 minutes home, and then I was like, well, I'm still hungry. I don't know. I just felt this weird pull, this weird gut pull. And I will always, based off this day, rely on that. And in my boyfriend at the time, he had a kickball game back in Denver, but it had been done for like 2 hours. And I don't know why I had this weird, I'm like, well, I'm still hungry. I'm going to drive around. But I had this weird pull to like drive to the park or whatever where his game would have been. But he shouldn't have been there. It would have been over hours ago. So I follow this pull, and I'm somehow driving back to this park, and I pull up, and the car we bought together is right next to his ex-girlfriend's car. And there's no other cars in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So I jump out. I'm shaking. It was like an out of body experience. I wish it was like a movie. I wish they would have been videoing me, because I like lost my damn mind, as I should have. And I just start screaming. Well, he jumps out with this like horrified look on his face, and I still don't see her. So I look in the front seat. She's not there. I rip open the back seat of this SUV, and she's crouching, hiding on the back, like in the back seat on the floor. And I'm like, you're a piece of shit, and you're a piece of shit. And like, I am so fucking done with you guys. So I'm yelling at them, right? And the funniest part is there was a big warehouse, probably like 100 yards away. It was far away. And there was this I see this woman security guard walking towards us, right? She's slowly walking towards us, and she like can hear me yelling so loudly. And she gets up to us and she's like, ma'am, is there a problem? I'm like, everything is fine. I just found my my boyfriend with his ex-girlfriend in the back seat of our car. And she's like, continue. And she just like stepped back and stood there and watched me continue to yell at them. And it was like freaking hysterical. And so he starts like, I said, we're done. And we were still living together at the time. And I said, we are fucking done. Like, and he starts coming at me. I'm like, don't you come at me. Don't even walk near me. Like, we're done. And so I leave. And then I had to stay at a friend's house that night that I worked with. The next morning I was crying in my boss's office with the same clothes I had on the night before, because I never went home. And she's like, girl, get all your shit. I'll go help you. You're living with me for a couple weeks till you can find a place. And then I found a place. And then thank God I met my husband. And honestly, you're probably the same way, but like I wasn't ready to meet my husband, to meet like a guy that was actually going to be nice and be my person. Like after this, you would have thought I would sworn off romance and any partner altogether. Right. But somehow it was the time, but like my husband is literally the only person that has like, is my person and my partner and has never cheated on me. I don't even like worry about him cheating on me. Like he wouldn't even like, I'm not like worried or I have trust issues whatsoever, which after all my crap through high school and my life, you'd think I would. But luckily I never had kids with that guy or married him. And so it was a clean break, but God.
Yeah. I mean, that's the fortunate part, right? Like, thank God your husband came in, because you probably would have found the next person, and then you're in the situation. Like a lot of the bestie gang is that you have kids with these people.
Yeah.
With these
and you
toxic
still have to
people.
deal with them. Yeah. God.
Yeah. And then you're not thriving. So you are living proof that toxic, attachments and being in toxic relationships can, be fixed. And you can realize a great life with a great partner
and a healthy relationship. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Healthy is so important. And I love that we talked about this a little bit ago, that like healthy feels boring. You don't have the butterflies going off, which are the alarm bells telling you to run the fucking other way. And it's like, when you can be in that space, you're going to have to like relearn. Like at any point, did you try to like fire it up, or like, how bad did you try to sabotage it at all at the beginning? Anything like that?
Well, it was kind of funny because we met on, my husband and I met on a Easter Seals beer kickball league, like a charity kickball league. His friend asked him to be a player. My friend asked me to be a player. And he, at the time, had asked me out a couple of times, but I was like, hey, dude, I'm like living with this guy. And I knew in my heart, I was kind of like, yeah, it's kind of maybe at the end, because it just all the shit had been building up. But I was like, what does that say about me if I'm like, yeah, let's go hang out? I'm living with my boyfriend who we haven't broken up. Right. So I said no a few times. And so he just kind of moved on. And then this craziness happened. And then I remember it was May, it was my birthday. And I had asked his friend, like, hey, are you bringing Bobby to my birthday party? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, bring him. And so he came. And he was like, I said, are you ever going to ask me out again? He's like, I hadn't planned on it. I got turned down like at least 3-4 times from you. Like, and I was like, maybe you should. So the funny part about this though, was he kind of like, when we started dating, he'd be like, okay, I'll call you Friday. We'll hang out. And he wouldn't call me. Or he'd be like, oh yeah, I'll get in touch with you. We'll do something this week. And I like wouldn't hear from, or whatever. And he was kind of being a dick. And after coming about this, I finally like had the guts. I remember at work one day, I emailed him. I'm like, and this was just a few short weeks of trying to hang out. I was like, so this isn't working for me. I wish you the best, but like, nope, not doing this. Like, I'm not doing this. Okay. And then literally ever since then, he's like been in love with me and like been it's like now knowing his mother, he just needed a woman to be like, fuck you. And stand up to him and be like, I'm not putting up with your shit, to like be told off, to be like, oh, this is my girl and I love you forever. It was super.
Oh my God, I love that.
Never would have thought I would have married this guy upon initially meeting him ever. But I stood up for myself because the last relationship and all the other ones, I didn't. I was like, fuck this shit. No.
I think that that's the most important part of this little piece of the story, because we get used to being treated like shit.
Yep.
We get used to being like passed over. And it's really a difficult thing to experience that, especially at a young age. I mean, I say the same thing. I'm like, I was with these horrible people. I mean, everybody growing up treated me like shit, but I was like, so then it made me, I'm like, am I dumb? Am I ugly?
That's what you deserve.
Funny?
You think that,
you know,
right?
Like, okay, I guess I'm not good enough. I'm like somebody's side piece, but I'm not good enough to be the main meal.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And so you carry that with you into your adult relationships. And then you're like, if we go back to like the breadcrumbs, like when someone's just like giving you like a little bit, you're like, look at me, I got the whole fucking baguette. But it's not. It's like stale, old, nasty bread that they got 2 weeks ago. And you're like, this, I mean, it's fine. It's good.
At some point, you got to be like, enough. I actually deserve better, right? At some point.
And you flexed a boundary. Like, that's the other thing. Like, you flex this, this is where I'm drawing this hard line.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be
Good
treated
luck
like
to
this.
you. Bye.
Yeah. And then he didn't go, fuck you, you dumb bitch. He's like, I love you. And that's where it's like, you took that risk and I don't know. What did you do? Did you do any like self-help or just sort of worked out that way? Like, how did you decide?
I don't know. I think I hadn't even gotten into like self-development or like really working on myself at that point yet. It was a few years later where I would like jumped in, and then I've been a psycho about it. I love it ever since. But I will say, like, anything in life, like I joke that I'm a 95-year-old boring ass grandma. I love it. I love it. Like, I don't know why anyone hangs out with me. I go to bed at 9. I like don't like spontaneity anymore. I like my bird feeders, my plants. I don't like anything being thrown at me. But back in the day, I was so wild and crazy. I didn't have anything to live for. Now I have this beautiful life, and it's not perfect at all, but I freaking love it. And I'm so grateful for what I have. So it's like, I now take care of myself in a different way, and I show up differently because I have done work on myself and know like what I need to thrive. Back then, I was going drinking all the time, and I was constantly hungover, and I felt like shit, and I was depressed. And it was like, you're doing that to yourself. Now I demand more, and my life is night and day different.
So how do you rise? Like, if you were like talking to the bestie gang and a woman right now is listening, she's, been dealing with toxic patterns, dealing with toxic people, feeling like less than. What is a way that we can, teach somebody to stand in their power? What does a healthy
how does
relationship with yourself look like too?
Sure. I think first of all, because I feel like it's like the foundation of everything you're going to do and how you will like show up in life is look at your habits. What, like, are you kind of in a funk and you're coming home down in a bottle of wine every night? It's not bad to have a drink. Absolutely. But like every night, no, because you're going to then have a headache tomorrow morning. You're going to skip the gym. Then you're going to go eat a bunch of shit at lunch. And then it's just like a pattern that is affecting you. Are you moving your body? Are you getting enough sleep? Like all those basic habits that give you energy, you need to focus on and get rid of the shit that drains you, makes you feel like shit, because you can't function in life without feeling good. You have to feel good to even have a chance at like doing anything, like digging yourself out of whatever you've been through. So that's number one. And then secondly, yes, like get to know yourself. Like, what do you need? I think a lot of women struggle with boundaries with time and energy, especially if you have kids. Like I struggle with the whole thing. Like I have so many friends that are like, their kids are in so many sports and this and that, and they're miserable and and I'm going to say there are people out there that love this too. Absolutely. So I'm not saying everyone, right? But I know people that are so stressed financially that, for these sports or activities, they're constantly doing this stuff. They're getting divorced because of it, because it's affecting their relationship, blah, blah, blah. No one said you had to do that. No one said you had to put your kid in this travel team that travels around the US every weekend and like bankrupts you. if it's like, look at your life, and if there's things that are causing stresses and that are making you guys not thrive as a family, you maybe look at playing on a rec team that's twice a week, that's here in your town, right? I mean, it's like, is your life, when you're on your deathbed, are you going to look back and your life's like a runaway train that you had no control over it? Ultimately, we do have control over what we allow into our life, what we sign our kids up for, what we spend our time on. So ultimately, it's on us. If we're living a shitty life that doesn't feel fulfilled, it's on us to do an assessment of like, how am I spending my time? How am I feeling? What's, bringing me down or stressing me out or freaking me out? What keeps me awake at night? That's, I think, where you need to start, like a little life assessment and your habit assessment before you can really like go do what you're meant to do.
I agree with that. Because if you're coming out of a toxic relationship or abusive relationship, as most of our listeners are, you've got a lot of work that it has to happen. And a lot of
therapy needs to happen as well if you can manage it.
Yes. We always say like get safe first and your healing will come second. If you're in a relationship right now that's dangerous, you don't need to worry about trying to get your mental health in line. You just need to be safe.
Yes.
And then once you're safe, then you're in this spot to say, I need to take a pause. I need to assess, as you're saying, like what is going on in my life? Why am I attracted to these fucking assholes? Like, why am I here? What is it? What is it?
What patterns like do I keep seeing myself doing, right? Yeah. You need to get to know yourself first.
Because looking back on them, we say these guys are all carbon copies. But the same person who is toxic to you is there's the same level of toxic to the next person. And that's, I'm like, when you see your ex move on, don't look back and say, oh God, he must be treating her so well. You know, he's not.
No,
he's fucking not.
And their life is going to be miserable. You deserve better than that. Like you deserve to be happy and safe and live a fulfilled life.
Yeah. I'd rather be alone than in a toxic relationship ever again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like and you don't even really feel alone these days. Like, I mean, come on.
I love being alone. I love it.
I was listening to someone, I don't know who it was. Oh my God, she's a comedian. She's so funny. She's like, I can come every day. I can laugh every day.
We have vibrators for a reason.
Yeah. I live alone. Like,
yeah, I'm good.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, we're good. Actually, we don't really
need men. I'm just saying. You can hire someone to do your yard work that you don't want to do. I always tell my husband though, I'm like, if God forbid something happens to you, I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm going back in the dating pool. I said, I will get like a cat or two, not like more than that. I have my 2 sons. I'm like, I will be just fine. There is no way in hell I'm dating, like going back to like potential psychos because I just attracted all of them.
Oh my God. No, it's so true. Like you don't have to. And so I'm always like, when someone's listening, I'm going, listen, if you have kids, you got to focus on your kids. You got to focus on yourself. You got to focus on being a baddie. And so I want to talk about what it's like. I mean, you're in a male dominated space. How did you get into this world? How do you stand here in that position and not feel less than?
Yeah. Well, I think I got into it after I was a high school Spanish teacher for 10 years. So I really learned the hard way. And I got into construction after I left teaching. And then I started my company in March of 2020 of all times. So I've been in business over 5 years, but I will say, I've really, like, I'm in a different place now than I was 5 years ago. But what I've found is showing up authentically and myself. And I will just say, I am so far from perfect, but I am not trying to be. That is not my goal in any way. I love the imperfect messiness that is life. And I, like on my podcast, like I said, like earlier, the dog's barking or like someone's ringing the doorbell. I don't even give a shit. That's life, right? I mean, I'm not trying to be perfect. So it's understanding that perfection is not my goal. I'm able to show up authentically as me. What you see is what you get. And really, like, people have taken me under their wing and kind of just like, like accepted me. And now I go to construction, like events or something out, you're at a weird networking event. You just walk up randomly to groups of people, which is weird. But, I'll walk up to a group of guys and they're like, I don't even know who these guys are. I don't even know who they are, but they're like, they know me apparently. And they'll be like, one guy will be like, oh, you need to meet her. She wrote a book. She's blah, blah. She's doing all these things. And I'm like, okay. And they're watching me, but I feel that maybe people are drawn to me because I'm real and genuine, and like what you see is what you get. And I am not trying to portray perfection.
What inspired you to write this book?
So I think the biggest maybe story was about a little over 20 years ago. So I was in South America. I was studying Spanish, and I was pretty deep, but I think we can go here, on this podcast. But I was in South America by myself, studying Spanish, and I was drugged and raped and left alone in an abandoned house by my professor there, like really fucked up. I woke up on a mattress on the floor, like a dirty mattress that was only furniture in there. So this is like where they took girls. And I remember little snippets from the night before, but I was puking. I was so sick, and I was like I literally was blacking out. And I went to talk about no healing, not knowing anything. I literally escaped this house finally, and it was morning time. So the only thing I knew to do, I grabbed a taxi, and I went to school in the same clothes I had on the day before, and I saw him. He was there teaching. And I never told anyone for 20 years. I think it was just maybe out of pure trauma. Like out of survival, I shoved it down so deep, and I like locked it, threw away the key. I didn't tell anyone. And so, then I kind of start feeling like, well, the reason this was bubbling back up in my brain was then, a few years ago, I was in a 2.5-year lawsuit where I was being sued for millions of dollars by an absolute just psycho, and just crazy lies being said about me, like horrific. And that was by far the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life, like a whole new level, even worse than being physically assaulted. And so I was laying in bed at night, like absolutely miserable, like physically ill. And this, the 20-year stuff ago, stuff started bubbling up. And I'm like, it was like I was being attacked again by another man in a different way. Right. And I was like, I just knew at this time I had stuff to say, and I wasn't going to just internalize it anymore. And I was done. I'm going to freaking heal. I'm going to move on, and I'm not letting any of this shit hold me back anymore. I'm going to put it all out in the world, and people can judge me. I don't give a shit, but I can't tell you how many people have, like, hey, I found your book the other day. I was reading it and I was crying because that story spoke right to me, or you're saying what I feel, but no one's saying, I'm just putting my shit out there. So we as women, stop trying to be perfect, stop comparing ourselves to other, and you like show up in the world how you're meant to, and find your tribe who get you and love you and support you completely. So that was like just this internal, like, stuff bubbling up that I just like, I'm done. And apparently I decided to write a book about it.
Fuck yeah, let's go. I like that visual that you're giving. I hate the fucking visual. My heart is like of you in that room on the mattress. Like, thank God you're alive.
Truly, thank God you're alive. I could have been killed. Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, was that the goal?
I don't know. I don't think
so. Did he expect you to like turn up in class?
I don't know. I don't know what the goal was, but he had done this, I guarantee, to other students. He just used this as a feeding thing to drug and take girls there. I mean, he had access.
Was he the rapist, or was he the trafficker?
No, he was the teacher, and he drugged and raped me. But I know there was another man there, because I felt another guy. The teacher was like skinny, and I felt another like fat man like touching me, and I kept saying no, and I don't know what happened because I blacked out. I don't know how many people were there. I don't fucking know. It's so messed up. And my parents, like, I was alone in the country, like, studying, because I had been there the year before with a university group. So I went back by myself. So again, like, I'm in a foreign country. God, I mean, I can't even imagine my parents having, thank God I was not killed, having to like find that out, and like, oh my God, that's shit you can't come back from.
No, but like, they didn't know. So you just, they didn't know for 20 years that's what happened.
I literally wrote the book, and it came out last year on Valentine's Day. And I was dreading this conversation. I was like physically ill, sick to my stomach, knowing I had to call them and tell them this. And they all cried and were like, we're so sorry, but like, we're not mad at you for not telling us, but like, we're so sorry you went through that. And everyone was so supportive, but man, that was to call my dad and tell him, I'm like, that's the worst friggin' conversation ever. Or to tell my husband, you know, he's like, I'm just angry. Wish I could have been there to protect you. And I'm like, I so appreciate that, but like, don't let, he like went into like really a funk for a week and he just was angry and like felt bad that this happened to me. And I said, I so appreciate that, but like, there is nothing you could have done about it. You're like, don't live there, right? Let's move on and whatever. But yeah, it's so messed up.
You hear from women that have experienced sexual assault and then they get like they share that story with their pathological person and then that person weaponizes their trauma.
Yes.
You know, oh, I knew you're dirty or I knew
Uses it
this,
against them somehow.
Yeah.
It's just
like
not
nasty,
okay.
nasty, nasty. And so like to sit there and, you know, have another incident, another moment where you're being taken down and your power is being, you know, challenged and you're being
assaulted in a different way.
Right.
Yeah. Like
it
attacked.
all comes together, right?
Yeah.
And then you just, there's no way to hide and push down. It's going to come out. It's going to come out in either
you can only
toxic
push it down
behaviors.
so long. 20 years is pretty long.
That's a long fucking time. And you're like doing all this other badass shit while it's happening. So like at some point it was going to erupt. Good job. It erupted into a book.
Yes.
And you know, the book is, like the cover. Okay. First of all, I don't have a copy of it. Otherwise I'd hold it up, but the cover's fucking awesome. I love like your boot. You look like a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. I don't know what it's.
I have it right here. Here.
You look badass.
It's this, my friend helped me with this cover. Cause I could have never come up with anything like that, honestly.
No, it's amazing. And you're an inspiration in such a way that, you know, somebody listening right now is going to hear the traumatic, evil things that have happened to you and feel so inspired to say, I'm going to stop and pause for a minute and really dig deep and really unpack all of this stuff myself and put it somewhere. You can write a book, you can do a podcast, you can do a speaking event, or you can just unpack it.
Yeah, you can do it quietly in a personal way, right? It doesn't have to be publicly.
But it has to get done.
You have to do the work and move through that stuff. Even if you write it and you burn it, or you throw it away and no one ever reads it, but you get it, you have to get it out. You need to talk to a therapist, or a friend or someone that you can be completely honest and open and not be like, well, if I say this, they're going to judge me. Like you have to somehow work through it and get it out so you can move on. Cause you don't deserve that. You don't deserve to have that buried anymore.
Mm-hmm. And sharing it, obviously you're going to inspire somebody else and to feel heard and seen and safe to do whatever they need to do with their traumatic experience. Right. And when we all have this tribe, as you're saying, when we're building, I call my listeners the bestie gang. Some of them are in the MILF mafia. The mother's in litigation forever, but depends on where you are. I've got space for everybody. And when we're building this bestie gang, it really is bringing women in to the fold to say, there is no shame here.
No,
whatever happened to you, if you went back to that toxic relationship multiple times,
we're not judging you. Yeah. There's no judgment. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're all working honest to God. The last thing I expected you to say was that you were raped in a foreign country and left for dead.
Yeah.
Because you seem like you have it all.
And I don't I never want people to think I'm perfect or have it all together. I don't. I've been through shit like everybody. And it's I feel like now this is on my heart that I need to say it. And I spoke 2 years ago at my friend Amberly Lago's event in Dallas. So I spoke about this and literally, so I get the nervous pees and I'm like, oh my God, I have to pee, even though I peed right before I probably spoke. And it was a very short thing. It was 5 minutes. Okay. And then I go to the bathroom and 3 women in the bathroom were like, something similar happened to me, or it's not the same, but I'm like, it doesn't have to be the same. Like my thing, we don't need to say, well, my thing's worse than yours, but her thing's is worse than mine. And, you know, or mine's not that bad compared to hers. There's no comparison here. We've all been through really bad shit in our life in one way or the other. There is no comparison, no judgment. Like, no, like stop as women. We need to stop that.
We do. And we need to stop the judging. Like stop being like fucking judgy Judy. You have no idea what somebody's gone through. And that's what I love about your story is like on the outside, if you go to your IG, you're like perfect family. You've got the kids, you got the life.
I do cry on there a lot. I do try to cry on there a lot and like swear and talk shit because I want people to get that vibe. Like, nah, yeah.
Yes, because it's like you're like, you worked hard, you worked through it. And then now you get to stand in this amazing position, which, you know, you can always reinvent yourself.
Absolutely.
You don't have to stay in the narrative that this is, you know, we're in a box and that's where we have to stay forever. And I would imagine once you started opening up and being public and sharing your story, you were gifted by the universe in different ways.
Yes.
You know, inspired.
My life has changed dramatically in the last 2 years. Like, holy crap.
Really? I want to hear it.
I'm like now a national keynote speaker. I'm like, I told you before we got on the call, but you know, I'm going to that show in Miami, but I'm on a show next month in Los Angeles through a person I met, you know, who's very well known. Like I'm this little girl from South Dakota. Like I'm this small town girl, right? Kind of hillbilly, kind of like weirdo. But when I finally like cracked me open and like showed up the good, the bad, the ugly in the world, I started meeting people. I started getting opportunities. I showed up differently. And so, yes, it attracted this whole new world in, right? I mean, it's just like who I know now and the connections I have and like what I'm doing in life is drastically different since I put this out there, since I finally took ownership and like healed and, you know, worked on myself.
What happened to that fucking guy?
Oh, I'm sure he continued to do that for years. I never told them.
Wow.
I guarantee he did it for years before me and years after. I guarantee it. And I don't know if they still have that school or what, but yeah. And he was married with children, but that's very common in South America. It's the machismo culture. They are all married with children and they just fuck around. And that's just normal, sadly, there. So it's just, it's a really messed up thing.
Well, I love that you're being the voice for the voiceless. And somebody who is listening right now, who has been sexually assaulted, who has been in a toxic relationship, who has been in an abusive relationship, any kind of place, you are living, breathing, walking proof that does not have to be your narrative for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. You deserve so much more and it's out there. You just gotta work through it and heal. Find your people and go. That they can't take away your power anymore. Like we're done. We're fucking done. We took our power back. Now let's go.
It's a hard road, but nothing easy, like nothing that comes by easily is going to be good for you. As we know, the fast food, the quick fix, the whatever, the quick fuck. Like,
anything worth it is going to be hard. And it's like,
be that
you've already been through so much. Guess what? You can prove to yourself. I made it through that. I didn't think I would, but guess what? I did. And you got it. Now you got to be stronger on the other side.
So when you're listening to somebody share a story, because I'm sure all women come forward and they're telling you these stories, what is your experience like? When you take it in, are you then feeling like more fueled, like let's fucking go, to keep it going? What's your next thing?
I mean, it's sad how common like assault is, for example. It's really sad how common that is. I mean, and it is. Yeah, I feel like my heart goes out to them because like we said, every situation is different, but it's all just so horrible also. But some of them are at different stages. Like it's the first time they said it, like I did years ago, or maybe they've worked through it, but it's just, my heart goes out for them. And it's like, collective, like, let's go. Like we deserve better. We are taking our power back. Like I said, it's not, they don't have that hold over us. They're not squashing us down anymore. or making us feel less than or feel shame or feel guilt. Like we're done. We're done.
Do you think there's a shift in the narrative happening? Do you feel like a change for women, women's power? Like, do you feel something happening in the universe?
I mean, I hope we just need more women in general, like using their voices, right? And being leaders in whatever space they're in, because I feel women still are underrepresented everywhere, all over the world, right? As leaders, I feel like if we had more women leading things, it would just shit all over would be going better, like in general, right? Because we're like so much better. But I don't know. Yeah, I think there is a shift, and I think people are just saying enough. Like I think there's women just being like, enough. We've had enough. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm gonna say it. There's so many people like that could judge me. So many people. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, and if they're judging you, go fucking whatever.
You come to a point where you just don't care. It's like, I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know I'm a good person. I put good out in the world. I try to help other people and be kind. And yeah, I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be. And like, you got to be done at some point, pleasing everybody else and being the nice girl. Because
thank you for fucking saying that, because the nice girl mentality, what we've been taught,
walked over.
Yes. Say fucking no. Say hell no. Walk away.
Yeah.
Don't be nice.
No, period. That's a complete sentence. Like I was totally the nice girl and totally a people pleaser. And now I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like whatever.
Yes. No is a full sentence, y'all. I love that. That is the best advice I've heard in a very long time, because you have such, I don't know, like you feel so bad saying like, I feel guilty.
Oh, totally. No. And then you feel like you have to, like me, I know many of us are like this. No, because I can't go because blah, blah, blah. And you're like elaborating on this stupid story and you feel bad and you're making up crap, or you're like, you're just overdoing it. And they're like, just, no, thank you. My schedule, I have a conflict that night. Thank you.
We're
Bye.
good. Thanks.
Move on. No. Yeah.
Yeah, done. I got to work on that. We need like a workshop, a no workshop.
Yes, where we just know and walk away. It's scary.
We're like,
yeah,
that is the word. I think you're such a baddie. So I really am building the biggest, baddest bestie gang. And I would like to invite you in to my tribe.
Yes.
And so we are the BFFs. We are bitches fighting for freedom.
Love that.
No dues, no nothing. I may call on you to like just say, yeah, hi, I'm here. I'm a member.
Yeah. I love it.
But I'd like you to be a BFF with us.
Yes, I would love to. Thank you.
Okay, so welcome to the club.
Thanks.
You're a bitch fighting for freedom forever. And we are also building a bestie toolkit. So if you could put one tool, metaphorically, whatever, it doesn't, into this bestie toolkit, what would it be?
Oh, to like tell people?
Yeah.
Gosh, I would say kind of with a no, like protect, I'm going to say more than one, sorry. Protect your time and boundaries and energy. Protect your time and energy, like rein it in, because I feel like we as women are doing too much. We're trying to do too much. We're trying to do it well. Like that alone, you just need to give yourself a little break and pull it back a little bit and give yourself some time to rest, recharge, feel creative, feel alive. That's huge. But also, realize like, I saw this in a movie, like you are the main character in your life. You're not you're not the like best friend. You're the main character. So like act like it.
Hell yeah. We need main character energy.
Yes.
That is so awesome. I fucking love that. So, okay. Where can we find you?
Yeah. I think Instagram is probably like, I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn, whatever, but like Instagram's my jam for sure. And I'm more active on there. It's just at Chelsea Husum.
And then your name of your book is?
It's called Real Vibes Only. And the subtitle, which I love, is Unapologetic Confessions of a Hot Mess Mompreneur. There's just all kinds of short stories of my life, of things I lived through. It's very like, each chapter is just a little story and it kind of pops all over, but that's on Amazon. What else? And my website is just chelseahusum.com. So
let's fucking go. I think you're such a baddie.
Oh, thank you so much.
I really do believe in sharing the story, building back better and getting loud for the besties in the back until you're ready. And I say this all the time. You don't have to write a book or do a podcast, or you don't even have to identify as a survivor of abuse or whatever, but you do have to do the work.
You do.
You got to have to internally. Yeah. And say, I'm showing up and I'm better. And when we do this, when we've done a little bit of work, we are like the bad guy repellent. Like they're like, ew, she's not, I can't fuck with her.
Yeah,
so
pretty
I'm not
much.
interested.
Yeah.
You're like,
don't even come near me. You're like, no.
they're like, ew, wait, she's not a mess. I can't fuck around with her. Okay. And then you get to stand here and be amazing, just like you. And so I'm so incredibly grateful for you coming on the show today.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Sharing your story. I'm looking forward to like finding out all these awesome things that you're doing and following along on your journey.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for your time and your badassery.
Thank you. I so appreciate you. This is so fun. And if you're listening, please connect with me. I like any stories you want to share, or I just love connecting with any new people, new amazing women. So please, please, please.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to have you back. And I think we have some things that we're going to have to get in trouble with. I absolutely love this woman. I cannot wait to have her back on and follow her journey. I want to see the show, Go Fund Yourself. That sounds so cool. Thank you for joining us on this episode. Please do like, share, subscribe, and review. If you feel so inclined to put a review, I'd love and be so honored to read it. I do answer all of the emails, the DMs, everything myself. So please send me your texties from your exties and I'll read them on our new segment. You can slide them into my DMs on Instagram, which is Instagram at Bitches a Bad Word Pod. Our TikTok and YouTube is Bitches a Bad Word. You can send me them or any messages at our phone number 331-BITCHES and pop over to Patreon. Take a little look around what's happening over there. There's an amazing community of besties. They're rebuilding their network, which will help you rebuild your net worth. I truly, truly believe it. We are stronger together, and we are, I think if I say building back better, I feel like that's like somebody had that in their political campaign. So I don't know. Y'all know I'm not trying to be all political, but I think I just stole somebody's line. So let's just give credit where credit's due. That didn't come from me, but we are better together. We are building the biggest, baddest bestie gang and the MILF Mafia. Let's go. We got your back. Thank you for always having ours. And we'll see you next Tuesday, besties. Bye. Our editor is Kevin Mackler. Our music was composed by Drew Kevorkian. Our art design was created by Eric Johnson and Kevin Roche. Our Patreon is managed by Kay. Our interns are baddies. And this has been a Caliber Studio production. Bitches being bad.